Hi, this is Brooklyn Shoe Space, Keiko of Brooklyn Shoe Space. Today I'm gonna have a back-to-back interview with Bonnie Andress from our studio. Sorry, I just did like the filter because I look horrible. But Bonnie Andress from our studio, she's our studio manager. She's been manning our space when I'm not around. And with Temis Galindo, who is also a member here. She hails from Barcelona, and she is making sandals. Her line is called Volver Workshop. We'll do back-to-back, both of them. So let me see, I saw Bonnie's name, so I'm going to, paused due to poor connection. It's always this internet. Okay, Bonnie, waiting for Bonnie. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? I just saw you like 30 minutes ago, but yes, it's so good to see your face as always. How have you been quarantining? I didn't ask you, like, how have you been?
I think it kind of seems like time's been going by really fast, but
Are you starting to like go out a little more?
I've been biking a lot with Temis, who's going to speak next.
Yeah.
Which has been.
Where have you been, like, biking? Like, which areas?
We went to Roosevelt Island and to Wall Street, and we went to Houdini's grave today in Queens.
Where is that? Is it really far?
It's in Ridgewood. It's only like 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And then is it like a lot of people around, or it's more like not so many people?
The city.
The city is empty?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I'm like learning about New York and
yeah. So I know it might be like an obvious question, but I'm asking everybody, and not everybody knows. So I'm just gonna ask you, have you been working on anything for yourself at the moment, and on any shoes during quarantine?
I made one last year for Lauren Brinkers last week, I think, or 2 weeks. But that's it.
Yeah.
I haven't been feeling creative at all really right now, but
right.
I'm starting to, and it's nice to watch all these talks. It's really inspiring and encouraging.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's encouraging for other people to see you too, I think. Also, I think just to kind of let everybody know that I think you couldn't make because I was the one who was like, don't go in the shoe space. And I think Bonnie was the only one who was allowed to go into the shoe space while this lockdown was happening. Yeah. So thank you for manning the place. Do you want to introduce a little bit? Go back in time, how you started? How do you start shoemaking?
Well, I met you. I was on a soccer team, and I said after a game that I wanted to make shoes, and then one of your friends connected us, and then you were in a 5-day intensive, I think, right at your old space. You invited me to come and join the class, and I kind of interned at the same time.
Yeah.
Air boots, and left for a year, and then came back, and then you still needed like help. Stuff, and yeah. So I kind of feel like this whole time I've just been in school, kind of.
No.
Like I have everyone else doing the talks are bespoke makers, and I'm kind of just like learning a little bit of everything. So.
Right, but you make so many different ones. You do make a lot of cemented construction, but you make so many different. You've already done a lot of client sampling as well as production. You've helped with production before. You helped with classes. So like when we have classes, we have so many different designs that students bring, and we don't how do you say deter? We don't discourage the students to like go for too simple, or like, you know, we let the students kind of go off with their creation. So it's been really helpful for me to have someone that knows how to do not everything, but everything basically. And like we can problem solve together, and also just help with making. So it's been great. But yes, Bonnie's been with me the longest. I think it's been since, like, it's already been what, 8 years?
Well,
9 years.
no, I don't know. Maybe I met you in 2012, I think, but I left. So maybe it's been like 5-6 years that I've been in the studio.
Yeah? Okay.
So
I still have photos from the old space, and I was just like, yeah. And of course, my brain is always like exploding in all different directions. I always ask for random help, right?
it's been so much fun. I mean, I can't talk to, I'm gonna cry, but
Oh, what's your favorite tool that you own?
I don't know. I think like just how you said, like we do so many different things.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like experiment.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wait, let me see. I'm looking at questions. Sorry. We're like, what? I want to ask you how you get inspired to make your designs. Like, do you experiment a lot, or do you have it just pop into your mind? Like, the moon sandals are like so interesting. Like, how did it come about?
Yeah, specific. There's like stories behind each one, but I think like now that I'm kind of thinking like maybe do I want to be a shoe designer and not a maker?
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible because I think using material like informs my design a lot. So
Right.
so I always want to be me. But yeah, that one my logo kind of I was thinking like it's a moon. So
Yeah. Oh, how did you come up with your logo too?
it's a really long story in it, but I don't know. I came up with the image first. I don't know what like if I have a brand, I don't know what the name would be, but I just for some reason that kind of like worked out. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah, I want to see a photo of the moon shoes with feet in it. I think it's on your Instagram. I have to look at it again.
I was wearing
It's so much fun.
I wear them at home sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And everybody at the shoe space basically has your boots, I feel like. Oh, I just took it off because I came inside the house. Do you have it on you? Do you want to show? I feel like it's so fun. Ta-da!
They're kind of dirty because I was spiking in them today.
It's so cute. You know what's great is like it's kind of like a derby, and it's a zip up, and the zipper is on the outside, which is so cool. And I think it's so you. And the colorways that you choose is so you. I think like out of all the shoemakers, I think, you know how like you know, people say like, oh, I want to, you know, a style, to creating your own style for your shoes is actually pretty difficult, I feel like. And I feel like your shoes, you can tell it's Bonnie's because of all the colors, you know? So it's pretty amazing. And you do custom work too. So do you take on clients? Do some people ask for a specific color for those boots when you make them, or do you have them colors already ahead and people just buy it from you?
I've gotten some custom orders before, or I'll just like take a picture of swatches of all the leather that's available, and then and yeah, but
you can pick and choose.
I like coming up with the colors. That's one of my favorite parts. So if they so Instagram's been helpful, like as a portfolio, and then I just get like the colorway that I chose. So
Nice. If you had the unlimited resources and time in the world, what shoe would you make, and who would it be for?
I don't think I have an answer to that one.
No.
No, yeah, I don't have like a big project in mind.
Yeah, but if you like super dream, being like, not in this moment, you know, not with this pandemic happening, no, you know, I don't know. It's a hard question. I haven't thought about it for myself either, actually. What would you do differently post Corona for your shoe line? For your shoe line?
Yeah, I think like I think what's been great about working here is like the community and everything, and teaching a lot, but maybe I would switch to like developing my business, or maybe more one-on-one classes, just like kind of
smaller. Right. Yeah, and build your portfolio. Yeah, and Marzipan still need Bonnie's shoes. It's on the shelf. Right, Bonnie's. Oh, I shouldn't be the one telling you. Bonnie has something for you.
Yeah, it's next door.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in like 3 to 5 years? Do you feel like you would be making, or would you be designing?
I think I want to always make this. If I have my own line or something, I want to always sample.
Yeah.
Because I think, like I was asking you earlier about your K-Star shoes, your shoe line, that you made the sample and you wear tested it and then you produced it. Yeah.
But at the same time, for me, at the end, I had it produced elsewhere in China, because I didn't have what's the right word? I didn't have all the components, everything ready to make it into a price point that I want it to be. Now I would think differently. I wouldn't go from a price point, you know. Back then I was not confident to sell my styles and my creations for a higher price. I think that came with like time, age, and like experience, and like valuing the time that you put in. And you know how long it takes to make shoes. It's like when people ask you like it's so expensive, like the most expensive shoe I own is $100 or $150. It's kind of like, well, I'm sorry, that's kind of almost the cost of materials, you know? So, you know how it goes.
Yeah, or lunch.
Yeah. So, but sorry. Yeah. So, okay, 3 to 5 years. I interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I want to keep on making. Maybe if I have like some kind of, if we're all gonna have to like work remotely and stuff, maybe I'll have some kind of totally unrelated job, because some people who work at the space who have worked in corporate jobs say when you're looking at pictures of shoes all day, and or like that aren't your like a design that you're inspired by or something, then you're not feeling creative to do in a kind of field like later after. So I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I think, well, Brooklyn Shoe Space is definitely gonna try to come back. Not try. We're coming back into a smaller space. So I hope you'll be still a part of it. Be a part of it. But yeah. And your line, you have. How did you come up with the snake inspired one? It's like the one with the chains.
The loafer with the like squiggly.
Yeah, you always have a story behind it. Tell me about it.
I don't remember that one. I think
what's up?
I bought a lot of the chains, and then I was trying to think how I could I was
Right.
recently I had an idea for curtain shoes, and I was trying to figure out a way to like make curtains, like draw the curtains, but it
Uh-huh.
doesn't work.
And how about the one that was what's it? The like the link and the link. Like a sorry, I don't think you have the shoes with you, right?
No,
But they're on your Instagram.
that,
But it's kind of like the flat. It's not a Mary Jane. It's like
I made that in a few different styles with that same hardware, but I wanted a ankle strap, so I made it a T-strap kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did like 5 times. So I'm still working on that one.
Yeah. What's the what?
I liked working with the chain.
Yeah. Oh, cool. What's your favorite shoe that you've ever made in your like shoemaking life?
I like one that has I sculpted the heel into a star shape because Jason Pachapsky
Tractor leather.
he had a star hole punch, so I like picked up a scrap on the ground and I used it as a pattern. And
That must have been really hard actually to get into the angles. Or did you use a bandsaw?
I used the the attachment on the side of the sander. What's that called? The cone shaped.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it took a long time.
Wow.
I guess you need to make a die or something for that.
Yeah. So that's cool. You wear all your shoes yourself. We were like secretly hoping we can see your shoe closet and all the colorful shoes.
It's all packed up because I might move for a while, but
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm hoping to see you soon because we're gonna keep on making shoes. I hope you keep on making shoes and not geared too far away from your creativity.
I'd
Yeah.
For making this to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it work. What's one last one? It's so random, sorry, but what's your favorite leather to work with?
I don't know. I was experimenting with it was nice, this shared space. It was nice to look in the scrap bin sometimes because everyone really different projects and was working with so many different materials. So I was sewing together little scrap pieces of like colors that I liked or like textures. And then you like kind of making it similar to a pattern piece that I had for a design. So that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Do you have any clients? You can't, you signed NDA, so let's not talk about that yet. But let me see. I'm gonna check the question list too, or the comments, and see if anybody has questions for Bonnie, because I've been like just asking similar, basic questions. Hold on. Lorna says Bonnie has such a strong perspective. Lauren says, yep, yeah, I agree. You can totally tell. Tinago says hi. Mars says still need Bonnie shoes. Temis says me too. Okay, Lorna says, what's your favorite shoe to teach or make?
Well, I like that you let so I would assist you in the 6-day class. You would do the pattern making and halfway, usually sometimes all the way, but I liked that all the designs were so different, so then we had to figure out how to make it work. And they had to walk out with a shoe that fit that. I mean, we had to problem solve, and that was kind of fun. So
Yeah,
I like the variety.
You like the variety. Cool. And then Larry Shoes, Jess from Larry Shoes, where did you source all that amazing hardware for those shoes?
I think Botani.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
in the
sometimes
city.
I would order a lot and then things from her.
Teamwork, or what do you call? Yes, friends, good friends to have. Underhill Leather, Emily asks, will you work on more sculptural shoes like the moon slippers? Like the art shoes. I call it the art shoes. You're an artist background, actually. You didn't talk about your background. You have an art background.
Yeah, maybe I will. I was thinking I think I'm gonna go spend some time with family in LA maybe next month
Mm-hmm.
or for a couple of months, and I was thinking of doing more different crafts because I've been so into shoes and only working on shoes. Like that's my creative outlet now. So maybe
Right.
do other,
Ooh.
then maybe I'll incorporate into shoes later.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think that'll be amazing. It's like a sabbatical in a way for you because I feel like you are an artist, you know? That's where all the colors come from. You know, what art major were you, or like what was your, sorry,
I didn't have to choose one, but it was mostly sculpture. So
sculpture. Oh, see? That's like, okay. See, it's like shoes and sculpture, colors, texture. Like you love pottery. I remember like I mean, I don't know if you collected pottery, I forget, but I feel like everything you do is consistent, I feel like. Yeah. I'm looking forward to what you're gonna do over there and come back and bring it into shoes.
yeah, same. I hope you make a lot of shoes up there now that you're kind of bringing some stuff more.
Yes. I don't know. You know me. I don't know if I'll have the time, but yes. But definitely more for myself. I'll make more. Yes. Yeah, keep us updated and posted on what you make. Yes. Yeah. On the Instagram. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
But thank you for taking the time to chat with me. I'm gonna now invite Temis on. Okay. So I'm gonna click that. Yes, and then Volver Workshop. I'm gonna see if Volver Workshop is here. Let's see. Yeah. Hi. I think Temis. I added Temis. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, hold on. Temis isn't joining me, so hold on. I'm gonna go see if. Oh wait, where's Temis? Nope. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm waiting for Volver Workshop. Let me just check in with her. Temis. Hey, Temis. I hope you can come. Join me. Yes, if you guys have any questions, Temis works on woven sandals. Sorry, it's a little early. I said 7:30, but hold on. Okay, I am going to ask Volver. Okay. Yes. So with Bonnie, I think if you ever called the studio like maybe 2-3 years ago, it would have been Bonnie that you spoke with. Now it's all me. All the phones come to me. And if you ever order anything, all the shipments, Bonnie has been helping me pack it and ship it. And then hold on, sorry. I'm just trying to see if Volver has joined. Yes, joined. Okay. So I think a lot of people have associated Bonnie. Yes, Bonnie is the one who's helping me run the place. If it weren't for her, the Brooklyn Shoe Space wouldn't be standing. So hold on. Let's see. Waiting for Volver workshop. Oh, it's a head underscore. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good to see you.
I'm gonna put some filter on mine. Oops, sorry. How's everything going? How have you been quarantining? We just heard from Bonnie that you've been biking a lot.
We have been. We've been going on little excursions together. I think it helps, right? Because otherwise I was just like eating far too much and not knowing what to do with myself.
Right. But you know, it's like over 2 months. But how was it in the first like weeks? And
I think that was really hard. First of all, like I think when you're a maker, actually working with your hands really relieves a lot of stress.
Yeah. So, did you make some things at home?
I actually finished some wear test samples that I needed to get out. So I actually was able to head back to the shoe space at one point, bring back the materials and finish at home. Luckily, I had advanced them far enough along where I could just almost like put them all together and ship them out. Good. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. It was like I needed that moment of just working with my hands before, you know, I guess after the whole thing started happening. So yeah. Yeah.
And then do you want to I want to go back into time.
Yeah.
Something's echoing. Is it me? Do you have
is that better?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think I was hearing myself.
How about now? Good still?
Okay, it's okay. If it bothers me, I'll ask you.
Okay.
But let's go back in time a little bit. I want to learn about like your background. Where did you learn how to make shoes?
Yeah.
And how, you learned elsewhere, not in the States, and then you came back to the States.
Yeah.
Like why did you choose New York to come back to? All of that.
Okay, so I'm actually from New York State, and I was working in the fashion industry and was recruited for a job in Spain. So I was working in fashion in Spain when I really started looking at the fashion industry as kind of a global thing, and started thinking about working with my hands again. Because the thing about the fashion industry is like, you're on a computer, you're flying to factories, but you don't actually work with your hands as much. So when I was in Spain, I started thinking about that, and I started thinking about doing something that was maybe less wasteful in a way, and, a more considered craft. So I decided to take a hiatus. I was working in Barcelona, and I went knocking on all of these amazing shoe doors, and asking if anybody was willing to teach me how to make shoes. Because the one thing that I remember about, working in a big corporate atmosphere is like all of the categories are separated. So accessories and shoes are on a different floor. You don't really interact with them. Right. I realized I had no idea about, nothing about shoes. Like, no idea about the foundation. Didn't even know the vocabulary to communicate it. So I decided that I really wanted to learn how to make shoes. And eventually somebody got back to me. It was an architect turned shoemaker who taught me my first class, and I was addicted from there. So I reached out.
Who is it? Who was it?
It's Nicola Di Paolo. Yes. So he is an Italian that was living in Barcelona. Amazing guy. And so he was like super patient. I had no idea about anything. He was teaching me how to work with a knife and the basics of a last. I mean, everything, foundation. And then from there, I reached out to, I don't know if you know this duo, Kat and Ignacio from Aldonando Guayaftes.
I've only heard from you guys.
Instagram handle, huh?
I only heard from you guys.
They're amazing. They're amazing. They're also, ironically enough, architects turned shoemakers, and they invited me into their workshop, they call it the laboratory. And so we had like an afternoon of drinking tea and exchanging like shoe ideas, talking about the industry and everything. And those guys actually put me in contact with their teacher. His name is Carlos Piñol, and he lives on the outskirts of Barcelona in an area called Badalona. Very similar. And so I started going to Carlos 3 times a week. And this man is like, just like a mad scientist. He's a tinker all the way. He's constantly making things. And so I was really just in a wonderful place. I got a workshop near where I lived in Barcelona so that I can take all the learnings and like just practice it. Because everything was new to me. It was just like easy to forget any part of the process.
Right.
They really just started making the same classic shoes over and over and over again. And I think that's really what, like how I became addicted. And I started thinking about like what, how do I, proceed with this craft? I started thinking a lot about how I designed in fashion, and I end up building a foundation. So usually it's like, maybe I in the case of a sweater, spin a certain type of yarn with like another yarn to get like a very new texture going.
Right.
Or in the case of a knitwear piece, I might tighten the tension or ask to tighten certain tensions or whatever to achieve a desired look.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll look at, the design part of it and the wash and finish and all that stuff. So when I looked at leather, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I have no idea. And I was in Spain, so there was like an abundance of beautiful leather. So I started thinking about my good friend. So she's at Sophia Haas NYC. And at the time, and she still does this, but she was playing a lot with natural dyes, indigo, marble dyeing. And I was like, hey, Sophia, do you want to experiment with me on leather? Like, it was on a return trip back to Spain where her and I started experimenting together. And, we failed at a bunch of things, but like the outcome of the marbling and the indigo dye was just like so amazing. And it was something I could relate to because in the fashion industry, like on an industrial level, which is not super fun, but, I would indigo dye, maybe combine it with bleach and achieve a more green outcome for the indigo, and apply that to t-shirts and sweatshirts or whatever. Or like, can you hear me?
Yes, Sophia says yes.
Oh yeah, Sophia's in the house.
Yes.
And then also like, one of the most basic, I worked for a lot of American brands that love that vintage approach to things. So I would maybe go to industrial laundry and instruct on like what we call PP spray, which is like potassium permanganate. And so you spray that and it gives a garment a vintage look. But then you have to like soften it back up. So you add enzymes and silicone or whatever. So I was like, what does this mean in the world of leather, And also I think from I think it was Jess from Larry Shoes that was saying designing with constraints, So I was just like thinking to myself, it would be good if I could achieve a lot on a certain kind of leather so that I can bring my costs down. I can like really think differently about it. So I was really working with veg tan leather, and just trying to like problem solve a new approach to it. And yeah, that's like, that's kind of how it all got started, the whole obsession with shoes.
How long have you been making shoes?
It's been only 3 years now of making constantly. And in the last year, I really just like, put aside the fashion industry altogether to focus, right before the pandemic, I started an LLC and was really trying to focus my energy entirely on collaborating with new designers and people with like similar ideas and creating shoes for their collections. So not necessarily
your own line, but you want to collaborate with the designers and offer them what you're very strong at with like your modeling and
Right, right.
Did the woven sandal idea, was that an inspiration from a designer, or was that your?
No, I like, so the weaving I started in Barcelona. I think coming to New York, what has been nice is Barcelona feels very soft and gentle, and in New York I felt like more aggression. So I mixed the weaving with like the oversized platform, and combination with well, I was collaborating with Kara from she's at KKCO. She pronounces it Keiko, which is a really cool brand I love. And she does, I mean, she's amazing. She does a lot of like tie-dye from her own garage, from her kitchen sink. So I feel like we're all aligned in that. Sophia does the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of common ground there. But that shoe really started evolving, or some of these shoes started really evolving in New York in combination with what I was doing in Barcelona. I don't think I would have gotten here without moving back, you know?
Very cool. Are you wear testing them now, or are they already out at their stores?
Well, no, they're still being wear tested. I have them.
Okay.
I love these guys. I kind of live in them now.
That's great.
Yeah. So those
wait,
are the
can you put the camera on it again?
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Yeah, a little slowly. Yes.
Yeah, I forget.
Ooh, very nice.
I mean, I'm like, they're fully lined. I feel like they just feel expensive.
Yes, they're fully lined, hand woven, hand dyed.
These aren't hand dyed. These are the black version, but we started off with the marble dyed version.
Okay.
So marble dyed, and then we're like, we need to offer something that's like easier to wear, slightly more affordable. So I got the black leather quality that's like basically the equivalent of the veg tan, but in black.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So using the same supplier and everything. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He has black veg tan. Yes. That's awesome. Are you working on any shoes for yourself that's not in collaboration, or do you always work? Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I actually do work on my own shoes separately. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all that whole world yet. I've been selling them individually. Like, people ask me, I post them, people ask me about them, and I sell them. And that's kind of a world that's still unknown, but that I want to entertain more and more. And right before the pandemic hit, I was actually working with Yuji on a new, like, kind of elevated boot design, and starting to like think about, you know, working with like knitwear designers in New York on like handmade socks to go inside of them. Like, this whole thing was happening, which is on hiatus, but I don't think forever, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of opportunity. And also, like, from a business perspective, the margin is much better. So while the brands offer me like an ability to like put myself out there, right? They have more followers than I do. I don't, you know, I'm just kind of getting started. Really, the margins are better when I just work individually. Right. Yeah.
Do you have, when you collaborate with somebody, do you have your logo on them as well, or is it
a collab logo? So
collab logo. Okay.
Yeah. So hold on. In the case of like these guys, sorry, this is still like a prototype, but you'll see it's like Volver / in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Definitely.
What's your what would you do? Hold on, I'm asking very similar questions to everybody, but what's your favorite tool that you own?
I think at this point it might be you know, I marble dye shoes, so I feel like that's kind of unique to like the shoe, just like my comb.
Oh my
for
gosh.
Marble dye. I actually have a bath here, so maybe later, if everyone's interested and we have time, I could.
Of course, I would love to see.
And then also, it's this book, El Zapatero Moderno. So this is a book that was originally released in French, and Barcelona translated it in 1938. It was re-released recently, and it is amazing for all of you Spanish-speaking shoemakers out there. I really recommend it.
That's great.
And because I learned all my vocabulary for shoemaking in Spanish, like sometimes it's easier to reference the Spanish version. I found myself the other day asking Bonnie how to say something in English for shoemaking.
That's great. That's so great.
Yeah. And then I have this rasp that my teacher made me. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if you could see it. It looks really dark on my ends for some reason.
Yeah,
I
but
almost feel like I shut off the light behind me.
No, it's okay.
But anyway, this rasp was like made by him, and it was kind of a farewell gift when I came back to the United States.
That's great. It's gonna last you your lifetime.
Yeah, I'm so yeah, I love that thing. Yeah, I'm excited to continue working with it. I think
that's great. Porter Footwear asks, where does the name Volver come from? Volver.
Volver means to return or come back in Spanish, and so yeah, when I was living in Barcelona, I was really thinking about that return to the craftsmanship. And that came from that decade plus of working in the fashion industry and seeing, you know, and thinking about like, how do I take this back a notch, make it smaller, more condensed, you know? And so yeah, it just kind of like was perfect for the timing, and Volver, because it was like, I felt like it needed to be a kind of a Spanish word.
All right.
Take it back. Yeah.
Great. If you had unlimited resource and time in the world, what shoe would you make and for who?
Ooh, I think I would make, for who? I don't know. Wow. But I definitely would make a really strong, like a boot, the most versatile boot. Like, I think it's so important to have, and maybe because I'm in New York and I'm biking and I'm constantly moving around, but like having this boot that takes you from the city to your bike paths to hiking, but it doesn't look like any of that, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like smart boot would be amazing. And I feel like I started working on that a little bit, but there's a lot to do.
Yeah, it's experimenting. It's nice to have a little bit of time to experiment.
Yeah, totally.
What's I'm assuming your favorite leather to work with is veg tan?
Yeah, veg tan. And I've been, you know, because I weave a lot, I use sheepskin often. And even though it's like quite stretchy for normal shoes, the weaving structure actually holds it together nicely. And it keeps the shoe light, because the last thing you need is a heavy like mule, you know?
Right.
Because I do actually also line them.
Right.
So I've been using a lot of that.
Oh, that's great. Sorry, I'm like, so you're wearing your shoes right now. Do you wear test all of them? I think I do that.
I do wear test. Sometimes it becomes a little difficult because like in the case of the collaboration I was doing with Keiko, the brand, KKCO, I was making a lot of that stuff in winter, and I was like, like wear testing in New York City in the winter,
no, it doesn't work.
Mule or a slide is really hard. So I was wearing them around the house as much as possible. It's not the same, because like the way I judge like if the shoe is okay is if I'm like running down the street of New York and it's fine, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So it's sometimes it's a little bit hard. Luckily in this case, Kara, my collaborator, is also from the fashion industry. So I just kind of like confided in her to like walk around the streets of LA with it, and she got back to me, and we kind of like worked it out from there. Yeah.
That's great. Aww. Would you do custom orders as well? Like, so if anybody wanted to collaborate, would they just reach out to you?
Yeah.
Do they come with a design idea as well? So it's really like a true collaboration kind of?
I think so. I mean, I think for a true collaboration to work, like we need, and the thing is, like, usually it's apparel designers, right? So it's quite easy to look at what they're doing and what I'm doing and be like, it's so easy. And you'd be surprised, like, you know, whether, I don't know, like if they're a more classic designer, then it's easy for me to spin what I do into what they do and make something truly original. For me, the collaboration is the best. In terms of custom, I don't think I'm set up for custom shoemaking. I think I want to really focus on small batch productions, and to do that, it's quite hard to do that and also do like one-offs custom, you know?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 3 to 5 years? What do you want to be doing?
Yeah, I mean, I left the fashion industry to do this, so
Yes.
hopefully it's like full speed ahead.
I don't know if you completely left. I feel like this is actually a part of it. It's not.
It is. I mean, it's yeah.
No, but you know, I meant in a way that I think with the pandemic, we all kind of realized how fast fashion maybe isn't working,
Yeah.
and the mass production isn't working, and so maybe the whole industry is going to take a step back.
I think it is actually, and you can look at things like I'm forgetting the name of it. Rewiringfashion.org is a good source. You'll see like CEOs and business owners coming together and re-looking at like discount calendars of the fashion industry, and like really having these conversations finally, now that there's a break, now that you see all these big wholesalers going bankrupt, you know. I think they're finally having those very candid conversations. So I hope that this is kind of a wake-up call for the whole industry, and also in terms of like wastefulness, you know. I think it's so important to talk about it now.
And it's only the beginning. I feel like for you, like you can totally reach out to the designers in the fashion industry, you know. You can be like a liaison in a way, that way.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. For sure.
Mr. Brandt says, so glad met you in BK.
Love you, Grant.
Yeah, and I don't know how, if you want to say it on this whole platform, but because you were a member and you're still working and you need a space, you're looking for a space right now. How's the hunt going?
I'm glad you brought it up. The hunt is going okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's very weird to schedule. So I'm looking for an actual workshop. I'm thinking just like 400 square feet or so, whatever. But the actual communication right now is very strange. So some of the places might let you come in, some are virtual tours.
Wow.
So it's, you know, it's just a weird scenario at the moment. But I would love to find something in Gowanus, for instance, because I think there's a strong community there of just makers, period. A lot of industrial space. Red Hook is also amazing in Brooklyn. So yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes open. I think the faster that I find something, the quicker I can get into some of these lingering production shoes that I have. So yeah. If anybody knows of a space out there, I am looking for a private space, I think, right now, just because of the times. I want to like walk in and out and like work as like much or as little as possible and not worry about anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing where you're going to work out of, and as well as all your products.
I want to build this like shoemaker community district, you know. Have a little sign outside.
Your sandals also, do they come in men's sizes?
They don't. No, they don't at the moment. So when I was working in Barcelona and learning how to make everything, I did actually design my own last. It's a last I love so much. And it was a round toe originally. And with the help of some putty, I've actually hand created the square toe. And I'm a huge fan of it. And I actually, from lack of experience, but also because I think I have my hands full right now this year, is just, you know, it's going to be hard to develop that consistent type of fit in men's. I just want to like keep the fit relatively consistent. So a customer is like, you know, hey, like I ordered this size this year and would like to order the same size next year, and it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, like I was just thinking about gifting it secretly. I'm not going to tell my husband, but he's not listening, so yeah, I wanted to get one for him, but maybe another year. Lula Verse says, I love my Volver shoes. They're gorgeous.
She's one of my first customers.
Oh, that's great.
It's very classic style. So that last Instagram post that you did with the pink mule, that's how I started everything. Like I was doing an indigo dyed basic like woven mule out of Barcelona, and I did about 40 of those. And that was like the best experience, because then I was learning about timing, how to organize myself, all of that, like things that, like, I mean, it's just so crazy that you work in an industry for so long where this is part of it. But because you're at a desk, you don't actually consider all the moving parts.
Yes.
So actually doing yourself is really great and rewarding.
Right. But 40 pairs all yourself is a lot.
Yeah.
How long did it take to do that 40 pairs?
It took a while. It also, I had to also take it on like back to the United States at one point because we had visa complications during that time.
Right.
So I went to visit my parents for a little while, and I just literally packed the luggage with all of the stuff. And my mother, I mean, I got like the maker's skills from my mom. She's like, how can I help? You know? And so she's literally there with me every day, like dip dyeing, like whatever she needs to do. It's so amazing.
That's great.
I couldn't have done it without her. I couldn't tell you a timeline now thinking back on it because it was like choppy in the end, but it got done.
Maybe she can be your apprentice.
My mom's amazing. Yeah. It was, like, I mean,
not apprentice, but
she
like
would be so
helper.
Down. Yeah, she would be so down. She's like, please. I think for like her birthday this year, I'm just gonna make her like a little business card.
Yeah.
Like
with like a title.
Development.
Yeah. Of Volver.
Yeah.
Totally. That'll be nice. Oh, it's a family business, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But do you think you were telling me about the dyes? You have something laid out? Or you?
Yeah, I do have some stuff. I don't know how it'll come out. I just kind of like put the dye solution together. So with the marble dye bath, when I was working with Sophia and everything, we actually like reference a lot Dharma trading for like the formulas and stuff. So with there's a spray here that's aluminum sulfate and water, and then the bath itself is methyl cellulose, a splash of something, and water, a splash of ammonia and water. And so the thing is that I found with leather is that every lot was reacting totally different. So I don't know how this is going to come out because I haven't tested it yet. But basically, like I've been mind blown because like I'll go buy a veg tan leather skin, dye, like figure out the formula, finalize it, dye it. It's amazing. And then go get the same leather again from a different lot, and I just have to like reconfigure the formula.
Oh wow.
So it's a lot of work, but honestly it's so fun and rewarding in the end, and it's like so exciting to see it visually on photographs, and like Kara, my collaborator, does such a great job styling and like
that's so great.
And it's like, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna move the phone over.
Yeah, I want to see. Did you like science growing up?
I did, yeah.
I feel like you have like a scientist mind and also like organizational skills of like keeping notes.
My degree is also in textile science.
Oh, okay.
As well as fashion design.
Right.
So the textile science is definitely like as I get older, it's like forefront, and the fashion is back a little. But I'm a huge fan of it, yeah. And I was gonna ask if anybody has any like color ideas for the bath for the acrylic type.
And I'm gonna also take out all my notes that I took from. I did a leather dyeing class.
Cool.
When was that? Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I have all my notes from it. It was at Shira's place at oh my god, I'm just blanking. Fleabag, New York.
Oh, cool.
She had a studio in Sunset Park, and we had a teacher come. She was the teacher who was teaching all these dye classes at Textile Workshop.
Cool.
Textile and Art Center. It's in Guanas or Carroll Gardens. Do you remember? You're near there.
Yeah, I'm in Carroll Gardens. I think it's
they have
Guanas.
Guanas. Yeah, Textile Art Center. They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. I've been like eyeing that place for a while. It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool there. What was I gonna say? So yeah, do you have?
Let's see. Oh, I was thinking of like the purples and the reds. Peach.
I have like green, blue, black, red, orange, purple, like basic.
Ooh, fun. Oh, someone says yellow. Sophia says yellow. Yellow is an easy color to do.
Yellow, Sophia. Orange is maybe the closest.
Yellow, there's a natural dye with green. Yellow. green. Yeah.
Okay, I can do green mixed with maybe, let's see what happens. I'm gonna like move the phone over.
Yeah, I want to see. So this is kind of like your home studio in a way.
I don't know if I'd call it that, but
or your kitchen counter.
I had to move my coffee table into the space. Like
Uh-huh.
none of it is originally here. So this is like, if you can see, like you can't really see it, but this is the bath already created.
Uh-huh.
And then
how deep is it?
It's not that deep actually. It's maybe 3/8 of an inch total.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then these strips have already been sprayed with that solution I mentioned earlier.
Yep. Yep.
So that's all done. So I'm just gonna take the green per Lulaverse's recommendation, shake that out. And then you just want to like put it on the surface. You'll kind of see how it's spreading.
Yeah.
And it's spreading kind of nicely because sometimes it sinks down. And then I know that it's no good. So I'm just gonna like put some more there. I wonder if you can see that color saturation. You see how the core is like
I see
darker,
it. Yeah,
but the parameter is spreading quite nicely.
Yeah. That's how you like it.
Well, usually if there's less of that core, it's better. But I just made this bath not that long ago, so it might just still kind of be settling. I'm going with purple, guys, because I love purple. That was a little much. Who cares? So the one thing that I normally do with my own, so I'm using the comb this time, but with my own marble dyeing, I tend to just like blow it, which is again something Sophia taught me. And blowing it keeps it more organic. This is like, this becomes a little bit more like more traditional in a way, you know? So depending on how you like want to do it, and I'll give you an example of just like kind of blowing it.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so I love this. Like, this is what you know, to me that feels like way more interesting than the comb sometimes.
It's so pretty already, Lula says.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Grab a bigger piece so you guys can see better. And then what you want to do is avoid kind of the air bubbles. So you kind of just like slowly push it down. And you just leave it there for about like 10 seconds to make sure it's actually like taking hold.
Do you prepare the surface of your veg stand, or it's just
so that's been sprayed.
Just with the spray, right?
So that has to be sprayed.
Definitely.
Sorry if I didn't say that actually. So that has to be sprayed and then has to dry naturally.
Right. Dried. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't be wet.
Then you can kind of see. Ooh, I missed the spot. There's an air bubble there, but you can kind of see the outcome.
Ooh, fun.
There. Yeah.
Oh, it says I want a pouch like that too, Lulaverse says.
What was that?
Lulaverse says I want a pouch like that too.
Okay.
Oh, and Sophia says, oh yeah, a bag. Yeah. A couple leather goods, small leather goods to go with your shoes maybe. Thank you for showing us. Thank you so much for showing us.
Of course.
It's actually the Instagram only lets me do 1 hour max. So it has like a minute remaining. So I'll wrap up.
Okay, great.
But yeah.
Thank you so much
for
inviting me in.
No, thank you for taking the time out of your day and joining me. I'm really looking forward to seeing more coming out of your studio.
And I can't wait to have you back in New York again full time.
Yes, and maybe I'll be making something too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, we'll work next to each other.
Sounds good.
Yeah, looking forward. All right, thank you so much.
Bye. Thanks everyone for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Good night.
Good night.